Hello.
Hey, probably watched a few of our videos maybe already. If you haven't, you should.
Because they're really good.
Yeah. So we thought maybe you want to get to know us a little bit better. Who are we? Why are we here? Etc. Where are we going?
Things that make you go,
Exactly. This here, yeah,
It's Michelle.
it's Michelle, and she's a long timer in Japan, aren't you?
Very, very long time. Actually, this is the second time I've been here. The first time I was here, I was 15 and I came as an exchange student to study Japanese in high school. And then I went back to the States and I graduated high school and university, and then I came back to Japan for really only 2 weeks, but that's long gone. I mean, I've been way more than 2 weeks now. Yep.
Well, I've also been here quite a long time.
This is Niclas.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Yes, I'm Niclas.
And he's Swedish.
I'm from Sweden, and I have been here. I came the first time during the Winter Olympics, the second Winter Olympics in Nagano, and sort of liked the country, and moved here in 2005.
So, what do you find interesting about Japan?
Well, interesting is that everything is different, I think.
Yeah.
Everything is completely different from any other country. Both
In a good and bad way.
good and bad way, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you do is different, basically.
Right? One of the hardest things about Japan is that we both have alphabet as a language, right?
Right,
and
right.
you have 3 writing systems here, right?
Yeah.
So if you're learning hiragana, katakana, and kanji, you can't read anything. If an American went to, say, a European country, you can
Right.
basically at least read what it is. But here you can't read anything.
Yes. There are many, because if you can't read kanji, you basically can't even go to the toilet here. And
That's true.
I mean, it's literally true, because there are 2 buttons in the toilet. One says alarm and the other one says flush.
And many a gaijin have pushed the alarm button.
Yes, yes.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Or you go to the supermarket, you can't read any. It's like being a baby again, right? You cannot read anything.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you cannot read. You're trying, you're picking up 1%, and then you pick up 2% of written, and gradually you work your way up. But
I think that I learned you start to hear things and you start to understand what you're hearing, but you can't speak. So I got on the train, I was going somewhere on the Chuo line, and suddenly I understood what they said on the train, the announcement. I'm like, whoa, I got that. It was so amazing.
yes.
Right? Up until that point, I had no clue as to what they were doing.
That's true. Yeah, your eyes open up gradually.
Right? When you start to understand what's going on around you, it's a whole new world.
Yes. It makes it. I mean, you can't fit into this society without speaking Japanese. Yeah.
Go to a language school. Very important. I think everyone should at least
Right.
give it a try. I mean, your life would be so much easier if you try to learn the language. Just everyday language, conversation. You don't need to know economics or anything in detail, but conversation you need. There are lots of easy things about being here. I think, especially in Tokyo, like public transportation is easy once you get used to it.
So, I mean, let's, for example, try to think of a moment where you ended up in trouble because you didn't understand or couldn't read. I'll go first. I went to a restaurant and I couldn't really see what it said. It only said the dish said shio kara. And I thought shio is salt and kara, must be karaage or something like that, right? Short for salty karaage. But it's not. I got a big bowl of fermented squid intestines, and I did not finish that meal.
I don't know. I mean, there's so many mistakes I've made that I don't even think I can go into them all. Some of them are just, you forget them after a while. You've made so many.
Yes.
Although, okay, I got it. But this has nothing to do with language. But this is the biggest mistake I've ever made in this country.
It's good. I want to hear about this.
So I was running, I wanted to get on the subway. And I'm at the top of the stairs and I can't see the train, but I know it's there. So I'm running down the stairs really fast and I'm gonna get on this train no matter what. And I jump on the train, the doors close, the lights go off, it's going to the parking area. It's out of service now, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm on a train, I'll be there all night. But luckily the train person, she saw me and she stopped the train and they opened the doors. I got out, I went back up the stairs because I was so embarrassed.
Right. Well, this can happen if you can't read the kanji on the side of the train. That's out of order.
I was busy. I was just like, I'm hurrying and I'm going to make this train. Had I not been hurrying, and you're not supposed to rush for trains anyway.
No.
I wouldn't have done that.
Frequent announcements.
Yeah.
Do not run for your train.
What do you miss about your home country?
Oh, that's a good question. I do miss our supermarkets. Japanese supermarkets are good, but they're expensive. If you try to buy things that you're familiar with from your home country, it gets expensive in Japan. So I miss my own Swedish supermarket sometimes.
I miss space. I mean, you know, I'm from Cincinnati. I'm from Cincinnati. You go outside and there's a lot of the yard is big, the roads are big, everything is big, and here, no, nothing is. Everything is close together, and it's loud. It's always packed. There's always people.
Unless you go to Okutama.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. So I do miss that. Do you ever get reverse culture shock?
If I go back home?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. It can get quite painful to go back, actually.
Yeah.
While you're here, you have only a romantic memory of where you came from when you've been here for a long time. You go back, then reality hits you, and you find out that you're so used to this service-mindedness of the Japanese.
Well, I think in my case, I have really bad reverse culture shock. Everything in the States is so different to me because I've spent my entire adult life in this country that I've never done anything as an adult there. And when I go there, even when I first went back, I couldn't even pump gas. I couldn't remember how to pump gas.
Same when I went back a couple of years ago. I wasn't able to ride the bus because we don't have a cash system. You need to have an app on your phone suddenly. And that app needs to be connected to some kind of payment system, which I don't have in Sweden anymore. Wow. So I was not able to, it took a while to figure out that I can buy some kind of prepaid card or something like that. But yeah, it was a bit of a shock.
One year, well, whenever the money in the US changed from green dollars to like this monopoly money, that was a shock too. Suddenly I can't even count my money anymore because I'm like, what is this stuff? The coins, they all have different pictures of each state on them, and I don't know what's going on here.
Oh, yes.
And
yes,
I swear it was monopoly money. I'm like, why did they give me monopoly money at Haneda Airport, you know?
Right.
This is not American money.
I remember that too, yeah, because the first time when I came to Japan, I couldn't count the money, so I said just give to the cashier, take whatever is the right amount.
All my friends do that.
I had to do the same thing in Sweden because they've changed all the coins.
Right? All my friends come here, they're just like, count this for me. We don't know what this is. And they'll have so much change because they don't know, they just give a big like 1,000 yen bills or something because they don't know what to do with all the change.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, same in the States. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
so many things. So you need to study.
Study and have fun here, because it's a fun country to visit and it's a fun country to live in.
That's right.
There's so much to explore.
Right?
You'll never get bored.
No. And as long as, I mean, other cities are good, but Tokyo is probably the easiest city to navigate and to live in.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Right.
you can find anything here.
Although and they do speak some English here, but I recommend you learn Japanese because, well, English needs more practice here.
Yeah, they know the basics.
So if you're studying Japanese, you can also teach English.
Hey, win-win.
That's right.
You'll be doing both yourself and the Japanese a favor.
Exactly. Well, I guess y'all learned enough about us.
Yeah. If you have any other questions,
Feel free to let us
feel free
know.
to let us know.
That's right. Until next time, mata ne.
Bye-bye.